Visit elmhurst.org to explore the new City of Elmhurst website. Find out the latest Elmhurst news, pay utility bills and parking tickets, report concerns, and much more. Elmhurst.org is an ideal way to discover what Elmhurst offers your business, your family, your life.
Good afternoon. Please stand for our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon. On behalf of the York faculty and our staff, I want to extend a warm welcome to all of our friends and the families of our graduates, to Board President Collins and the members of the Board of Education, to our honored guest, Mr. Gary Rydstrom, but most of all, let's give a hand to the York High School class of 2015. We also want to recognize today 4 of our own faculty members who are graduating into retirement. Mr. Terry Clark, Ms. Pam Dreyer, Mr. Jeff Hartman, and Ms. Linda Lottie. Please stand so that we can recognize you for all that you have done. Students, today you will hear from Mr. Collins, speaking as the Board President of the Board of Education, but most importantly today, as a father whose own daughter is graduating. We are honored to hear from Mr. Gary Rydstrom, a York graduate who is a member of the 2014 group of Distinguished York alum. But best of all, we will hear the voices of your classmates, your fellow graduates, in spoken word and in music. Students, I want you to sit back and enjoy the program because this day is all about you. Seniors, 4 years ago, when we welcomed you at York, I shared with you the words, "This is York," a phrase that you now understand describes the history and the rich culture of this school. And I told you that over the 4 years that you were here, you would shape it in your own way. You see, every class at York has its own unique characteristics. And something clearly stands out for the faculty about this particular class, the class of 2015. And that is the tremendous impact that you will have on the lives around you because of the impact you've already had on us. You are, without a doubt, some of the most talented students we've worked with. Scholars and writers and fashion designers, dancers, chefs, broadcast journalists, teachers, artists, actors, athletes. But the impact that you've had on us is also because over the course of the last 4 years, as we've gotten to know you, we know that you are smart and genuine and kind, and I would add, you are very, very funny. I speak for the faculty when I say it's been a joy every day, every minute, maybe not every minute, but almost every minute it has been a joy to work with you. To be smart and genuine and kind and funny, we didn't teach you that. It represents exactly who you are and what you learned at home. So if I could turn to the parents now, and tell you from all of us, from the faculty, thank you for raising such wonderful sons and daughters. Thank you for entrusting them to us and sharing them with us for the last 4 years. Students, this is the perfect time to thank your parents. Can I ask that all of the parents please stand so we can thank you? We're feeling some mixed emotion. Graduates, you probably are too. We feel the same way. We're going to miss you. And yet today, like every year on graduation day, we have to let you go. You're ready. Come back and visit. Not Monday. That's too soon. And trust me, no, we've cleaned out your lockers, and the juniors are right now, they're out in the parking lot claiming your spots. And you should be home on Monday. Let me give you some advice. You should keep an eye on your little brothers and sisters and your parents, because they, at this very moment, are planning a takeover of your room. And you know something else? Don't come to York on Monday. You should be paying your parents back on Monday for all the different ways that they've supported you. And parents, you're probably saying right now, really? I can't picture him or her jumping out of bed to help out. What is this summer going to look like? Will he sleep in every day and emerge at noon only to forage for food? Well, the deans and I, we have a solution to that problem. I think I have our deans here with a parent, yes. I would ask parents, you decide 5 minutes before you want to wake them up. Exactly 5 minutes. And during that 5 minutes, I would play a little music. And then 1 minute before you want them to wake up, stop the music. Here it comes, the best part. Parents, as a parting gift, the deans are giving each of you a Plasco wand so you can stand over your child and scare the life out of them. They will want to jump right out of bed and help you. Thank you, parents. Thank you, deans. And next fall, and for some this summer, and for others in a year or two, you will leave your homes. You'll leave this community, and you will make your way into the world. I hope you come back here. I hope some of you come back to teach or run this school. But wherever you go, I know that you will have a tremendous impact. What you say and what you do has an impact. You can say whatever you want, especially with the ease of social media, Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and all those other sites I don't know. Your thoughts literally impact the second you hit send. And you look for the likes and the shares. I'm no different. I'm on Twitter, you know, Diana_Smith1. And I was thrilled on a cold evening last winter when the activity on my Twitter account jumped. So many new followers, so many retweets. And it was all from students, and I thought, so they want to know what I think about Park. They want to know what I'm reading, or they want to know what I think about Lady Gaga singing The Sound of Music at the Grammys, or they want my mother's meatloaf recipe. No, it was none of that. It was at Nick Fornato's retweet of my tweet that said, due to inclement weather, there will be no school tomorrow. I gotcha. It's all right. You're going to want that meatloaf recipe. So yes, it's natural that we want what we say to be remembered or shared. Heck, something could go viral. And you've all heard, we've all said it, that your online profile follows you everywhere. Your employers, your colleges. Be thoughtful about what you write. But what's more important than that, graduates? I would suggest that it's what you do in person that matters far more. Make that your profile. The things that we will remember as a staff about working with you are about the impact that you've had personally on us. The laughter, the wisdom, the kindness. That's who you are, and that's the only profile that matters. Let that go viral. Continue to work hard as you enter college and the workplace. I hope you find a career that will inspire you, where you can serve others. I hope it's work that you love, and of course, on behalf of your parents, work that pays you well with your own benefits. And yes, you are each finding your own voice, but use your voice to impact other people. Stand up for those that cannot be heard. Advocate, not for just what you deserve, but what everyone deserves. And continue to smile. Say good morning or hello to the people you meet. It makes me happy to think that you'll be doing that for other people. Bring laughter and joy to the people around you. Build community in your dorms, in your classrooms. And in that way, you'll continue what you've done here at York. I'm so proud of you, and I hope that you recognize my annual advice. Your families could not be more proud of you than you are on this very day. So whatever it is that you've been wishing for, the car, an extravagant gift, today's the day to ask for it. Seniors, we're excited to see where you're headed from here, but even more than that, we're proud of who you are today. This is York. I wish you the very, very best.
It's my happy ending. Now it's time to say goodnight. You can stop pretending. Tell the spotlight man, turn off my light, 'cause the show is done now. And it's time to leave the stage. Yeah, the good guy won now. And the band has no more songs to play. It's a happy ending, so I'll say goodbye. Goodbye to all the make-believe. Goodbye. There's no more magic up my sleeve. There's nothing left to act up here. I'll take my bow and disappear. No questions left for answering. There's only one word left to sing. Goodbye. It's my happy ending to the greatest show on earth. Now the curtain's descending, and I hope you got your money's worth. I'm gonna stop the show now, 'cause I wanna leave on top. So get up and go now, 'cause there's nothing left inside my head. Everything that's left to say's been said. But goodbye. Goodbye to all the song and dance. Goodbye. Off stage I stand a better chance. The show is through, the part's been played. No standing in the wings afraid. No violins or phony tears. The word that's music to my ears is goodbye. 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 I'm not afraid of stopping. This end could be my start. I wanna live a life and not just play a part. I'll walk into the sunset. I'll sail across the sea. The final word, the last you'll hear of me, is goodbye. Goodbye to every night alone. Goodbye. Goodbye to lives that I don't own. I'm tired of living on the stage, a life that's only on the page. The empty lives are in the past. I've tried before, but here's the last goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
about the journey, not the destination. Set high estimations, remember your origination, the importance of education and the detonation of a cheesy missile aiming to tug each tear with tact. This is the distilled culmination of the timelessly too old graduation speech, sending sage advice in parables. In the Sisyphean mountains we trod, we are too young to stop pretending to be gods, too young to get hurt, to let words burn in the washing machine of watered-down conversation. And we're back to journey, not destination, with each scraped knee growing pain gained like badges of Band-Aid honor. Wear them with pride, and let not the fall be the lesson, but the rise. Surprised that we're too young to stop being the overly excited and the utterly bored, the unfound generation. We're talking kings, queens, and the succession of plastic prom crowns that mean so much to us now, on a night to remember. We are too young to forget the lightsaber battles of our youth, or was that yesterday? The smell of overused Axe body spray and the price we pay on $10 movie nights. We're too young to buy into truths like life is not fair. Too young to be cynical, navigating life with rubber-gloved clinical precision, decisions weighing like elephants in the room. Too young to have backpack deflated spines, to be sleep-deprived, coffee-dependent, independent of the safety in numbers, small numbers, under 18, because none of us know what the heck we're doing. Wouldn't it be nice if life was spliced with Neverland and we never had to grow up? We're too young to ever have enough of living. These are our awkward years. We're too young to fit in or to even know where to fit. But being too young is the best curse there is.
It is my honor now to introduce our commencement speaker. Gary Rydstrom is a 1977 graduate of York High School. He attended Field Elementary and Sandburg Middle School. He is a graduate of the University of Southern California. Okay. All right. Mr. Rydstrom has been nominated for 17 Academy Awards. That maybe some people would cheer then. But all right. He's been nominated for 17 Academy Awards in sound design and for directing movies like Lincoln and Finding Nemo. He's earned 7 Oscars for his sound design in Saving Private Ryan, Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, and Titanic. He recently completed a short film, Toy Story, Hawaiian Vacation, and just finished directing the George Lucas film, Strange Magic. He was honored this past fall as one of the 2014 Distinguished York alum. It's my pleasure to introduce to you your fellow Duke of Distinction, Mr. Gary Rydstrom.
It's true, I have 7 Oscars, and my goal is to win 3 more and open a bowling alley. Yeah, it's very, very good to have goals. Remember that. Thank you to Principal Smith, and most of all, congratulations to the York High School class of 2015. I couldn't be prouder to be here. It is my honor to now tell you all how to live your lives. I hope you're listening. When I was young, I wanted to be a scientist. And then I came to York and something went terribly wrong, and I wanted to be a film director. So while I was here, I made some Super 8 movies instead of papers I had to turn in. I made movies instead, and no one here said I was crazy, which I appreciated, but thinking back, I think the teachers and students here were just too polite to say what they were really thinking, which is a very Midwest trait, Herculean restraint. And I can tell you that that Herculean restraint is part of why I got my first job. I went to USC Film School, and I was recommended for a job at Lucasfilm by a professor of mine. And I asked him, why me? Why did you recommend me? Was it, smart, talented, enterprising? He said, no, I thought you were really, really unassuming. So ever since, being unassuming has been the unadorned, not too big, off in the corner pillar of my life. You are setting off on your studies, careers, and lives, and I guarantee the paths that you take won't be straight. They'll bend and they'll split, and they're even going to disappear for a while. And it's not a scary thing. That's not a scary thing at all. It's actually a wonderful thing. Explore along the way and embrace the unexpected. I first got interested in film because I fell deeply in love with silent movies, and then I became a sound designer responsible for some of the loudest moments in film history. And that's not what I wanted. It's not what I planned for. But I've had an absolute blast over the years making the sounds for dinosaurs and flying cars and Brad Pitt fly fishing. I've tried to embrace the unexpected in my work by coming at creative problems from the side. For the second Jurassic Park, I had to make the sound of a pteranodon, which is the large flying dinosaur. And I recorded a lot of animals to try to use those sounds for the pteranodon. But one day, I noticed when pulling floss out of the Tom's of Maine dental floss container I had, it made a sound like a shriek from hell. So, my Tom's of Maine dental floss container became the shriek of a pteranodon. So you can learn two lessons from this. One, to create something new, try something new. Two, floss. That was for Dad. Often we need to be pushed by others to create something new. I did sound design for a Robert Redford film called Quiz Show. And early on, we would watch the film together, and he would point out obvious things like, there's a door closed here, put that sound in, and there's a car going by, you should put that sound in. And I got all haughty, and I said, try to tell me, because I am a sound artist, tell me what emotion you want to get from a scene. I'll help. So there was a scene in the movie where Charles Van Doren is talking to a TV producer, and he's being asked to cheat on a quiz show. And Robert Redford looked at me with the twinkle in his eye, and he said, I'd like you to make the sound of a morality tone. I said, morality tone? Yeah, the sound that you make when you're making a hard moral choice, that sound. So I tried to think outside the box a little bit. I thought back to when I was a kid. You listen to seashells, you hear the roar supposedly of the ocean in a seashell. You're actually just hearing yourself, but you think that's the ocean roar. And I thought that if I recorded the ocean through a tube, made it sound like a seashell to my ear, that metaphorically, this would sound like being all alone with a moral choice. So I put it in the movie very proudly, and Robert Redford said, what the hell's that ocean sound doing in there? So I had to take it out. But it's very important to be challenged. One of the things I love about film is that it's equal parts science and art. And it's common today to believe that learning technology is the key to a career. And if that were true, I'd be making my living programming Commodore 64s and fixing 8-track tape decks. Because I promise you, technology changes. The fundamentals don't change. The fundamentals is what I learned here, and it's what you're going to carry with you the rest of your lives. And I understand that you've spent the last couple of years endlessly studying for and taking tests. And the adults around here haven't had to do that for years, So here's a life lesson exclusively for those of you who've recently studied for the SAT. Don't abjure the palliative sagacity of ebullience with laconic querulousness. Be obdurate to the prosaic and garrulous facing the perfidious. There you go. Your parents didn't understand a word of that. But you are now well set for the future. You are well educated and well prepared for life after high school, but a warning about something that will happen to you in life. All your life, you will veer between cocky self-confidence and stultifying self-doubt. Try to enjoy the 3 to 4 seconds of relative peace as you swing between them. And another warning. I'm going to show a picture in a second, so I'm going to make sure it's coming up. Okay. This is a very important warning. In 20 years, no matter how cool you look now, you will laugh at old photos of yourself. At Pixar, I directed a short film called Lifted, which is about an alien student taking a driver's ed type test, learning how to abduct a human. And I wanted the alien student to feel like a 16-year-old. So I had the entire crew of this film bring in pictures of themselves when they were 16. So here's mine. I promise that in 20, 30 years, all of your old photos will look like this, even the women. And luckily, that leisure suit no longer fits. In the years to come, whenever you're feeling dangerously close to hubris, look at an old photo of yourself. I promise it'll help. What you will gain in the years ahead is wisdom. Over my long career, I've thought very hard about the creative process. Creativity is not just for the arts. Creativity is part of any job, any field of study. So given that, I just want to share with you, because we're in an academic institution, my creative process flow chart. Let's make this work. First step, get idea. If anyone's writing this down, I'll make sure. Second step, reject idea. Third step, get idea. Fourth step, reject idea. And then it kind of goes on like this for a while. And I'll tell it that long, and then it ends with run out of time. That is the proud result of 30 years in my career in film. And is actually more true than you think. Not everything you do will work. You will fail, sometimes spectacularly. But know that no matter what, and in unforeseeable ways, and sometimes even because of a failure, opportunities will just keep coming. My dream in high school was to direct a movie. After a painfully circuitous route, last year I directed my first feature film, an animated film called Strange Magic. When it was released in January, I was eager to see the reactions, and I read a headline that said, "Strange Magic breaks record." I went, woohoo! Then I read the rest of the headline, which is, "Strange Magic breaks record for lowest box office in animation history." So it was a bomb, not the bomb, just to clarify, it was a bomb. And this was absolutely devastating. It was embarrassing, but I'm still learning lessons in life, and here's the latest one. I wouldn't give up the experience of making that movie for anything, even if it meant not having to go through the heartbreak of how the movie was received, because I relished day to day the making of that movie. And goals are good to have, but to get the very most out of life, focus less on goals and focus more on the joy of doing. How we get somewhere is often more important than any place we could possibly end up. So one final piece of incredibly Midwestern advice for you. As you all take crazy paths and get lost and discover things and succeed and fail, remember to simply be nice to each other. This is especially true for those of you that are going to become film critics. So with that, I am proud to be here. I'm proud of all of you. Good luck, and thank you very much.
Thrill came instantly, just as it should be, in the heart of the city. There's nothing you can't be. When you know so much is ending, there's a journey you won't complete. You feel guilty and deserving, afraid you're gonna lose everything if you follow this dream. And it'll be too late for saving. Never thought you'd need more from the man who promised all your dreams. It was short and fleeting. Not even the passion could make you complete. And you don't see why you're inside your misery when your favorite song is stuck on repeat. The poison steals everything but your will to breathe. Baby, oh baby, oh maybe we'll never know what we could find. Maybe oh maybe we'll never know what we could find. 'Cause you thought you knew what you need, but all you need is tonight, 'cause tonight is everything. Never thought you could fall in love with feelings. Never thought you could float when the water got deep. See this curse as a blessing, 'cause baby, oh baby, oh maybe I'll never know what we could find. You and I, oh maybe we'll find what we could find. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Ryan Doyle. Today, we're graduating high school. Feels like yesterday that we were graduating 8th grade. Graduating 8th grade is a lot like moving from diapers to pull-ups. And in that case, graduating high school is like taking off those pull-ups without our parents' permission and still wetting the bed. There comes a point when you're just sick and tired of being told to wear them. I think we're all ready to take off our pull-ups now, and yes, we may still accidentally pee the bed sometimes, but that's just when we have to sneak into our parents' room, wake them up, and say, "Hey, Mom, I peed the bed." And now for my speech. Like I said earlier, there comes a point when we're just tired of wearing pull-ups. In that metaphor, the pull-ups represent our parents' guidance and protection. Often underappreciated, our parents' guidance and protection has been with us since we first began to create ourselves and our personalities. Now, we're at the moment when we can create those on our own, and that's exhilarating. The potential is exhilarating. That's why we're here today. Celebrate potential. I spent all of high school trying to figure out who the heck I was. We all did. Was I going to be the physically proficient Emilio Estevez? Or was I going to be the intelligent yet socially awkward Anthony Michael Hall? Maybe sometimes I'd throw in a little bit of Judd Nelson's disobedient suaveness, and who knows, maybe that would land me some sort of Molly Ringwald. The point is, high school was a very confusing time for me. I didn't know who to be, and because of that, I slowly began forming myself. I took chances, I tried new things, I met new people. I tested out different versions of me every day. Today I shall be the tired but playful version of me. Tomorrow I shall be the live life to the fullest version of me, and on Friday I shall be the soft-spoken reserved version of me. Each version of me will show what great quality I wanted to show in order to achieve the approval and validation of my peers. Hurrah! By junior year I thought I'd already built the perfect version of me. Ryan 11.0 was looking pretty good. I'd updated all the software, got rid of a few viruses like the sophomore year cynicism. Cynicism virus was the worst, took forever to get rid of. I'd established what separates Ryan 11.0 from the competitors' products. Ryan 11.0 wore cardigans with elbow patches on them and read Nietzsche. Ah, understood. So this product is seeking to display its uniqueness opposed to advertising its applicability. And then, all of a sudden, I realized, even with all this subconscious effort I put into myself, I still didn't know who I was. I was making all these choices, but I wasn't making them for myself. I wasn't making them with any purpose. But instead of getting scared or sad about that, I got excited. And I still am excited. I'm excited because now I'll have full power over creating myself. The next 4 years should be seen with excitement for this reason, for the chance to become who we want to be. William Blake once said, I must create a system of my own or be enslaved by another man's. Class of 2015, do not be enslaved. Go out and create. Create a system of your own. Create yourself. Create yourself and do so with purpose. In life, we're thrown into this eternal process of always being and always becoming. Ask yourself, who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? Manifest your wants and desires into the world, into your being. The desire to move away from something is always greater than the desire to preserve what already is. Find what you want to move away from, what you want to change, and act on that desire. The only constant in life is change. Once we can accept that, we can accept life. Creating yourself is simply finding what role you play amongst the constant change. Not knowing who you are or who you want to become is just a part of that process. That feeling of confusion is what drives us to experience. We cannot let safety or comfort rule over us. We must accept the fear and not knowing who we are in order to figure all that out. So class of 2015, let us accept fear, let us accept change, and in acceptance of those, we accept life. Life is not finding answers, but the act of looking for answers. We will never find the answers to who we are or who we want to become, but how we search for those answers is the answer itself. Let's not be enslaved. Let's not be told who we are or who we're supposed to be. Let's dive deep into the night and search for ourselves and get lost in the pursuit. And once we are lost, only then will we be found. Thank you.
President Collins, at this time, I certify that the students sitting before you have met the graduation requirements for the York High School diploma, and it is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2015.
It is a great day to be a York alum. but it is even a better day to become one. Principal Smith, on behalf of the Elmhurst Community Unit School District 205 Board of Education, administration, teachers, and staff, I congratulate the graduating class of 2015 on successfully meeting the prescribed requirements for graduation from York Community High School. Graduates, this high school is the best launch pad for life that you could ever have. I had the honor today of sitting next to Mr. Gary Rydstrom, York class of 1977. To Mr. Rydstrom, I'd like to say, welcome home. Last year at this ceremony, I had the honor of sitting next to Ken Paulson, York class of 1972, a man who took his experience as editor of the York High and took it with him when he became the founding editor of USA Today. At one point during last year's graduation ceremony, Mr. Paulson leaned over to me and said, I'm asked to speak at a lot of graduation ceremonies, and as a college professor, I sit through a lot more of them. And I have to say, this is the most joyous graduation ceremony I have ever attended. He's right, and we have Principal Smith and the York administration to thank. I'd like to ask the York faculty to stand and remain standing that is here today. Please remain standing, and I'd like to ask the York support staff and the York administration to stand as well. As the president of the Board of Education, as a community member, and most importantly, as the parent of a class of 2015 graduate, I have never met a more caring group of professionals. For the past 4 years, you were always willing to make the extra effort to meet the needs of our sons and daughters. You came in early and you stayed late to give them the extra help and encouragement when they needed it. And you made sure every one of them was given the best opportunity for success. I want to sincerely say thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the people standing before you, they are York. Now, the administration asked me to keep my remarks consistent with the curriculum taught in the district. So graduates, to be consistent with the sophomore English curriculum, today I will be referencing death, yours. In 1996 and 1997 were exceptional years, mainly because those are the years you were born. However, that year, Steve Jobs was hired back to lead Apple after 10 years. That year he said, I want to leave a ding in the universe. Many years before, Mother Teresa said, not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. During the course of our lives, we're given a few days when it is appropriate to reflect on our past accomplishments and at the same time, look forward to our futures. Today is one of those days. You'll get another opportunity in 4 years, or for some 5, and for your parents' sake, please don't make it 6. Today is your day to look back. You've had a great run. Your accomplishments so far have been impressive. Look forward, and you will see the opportunity to change the world. The year you were born into a world that was at the very beginning of commercializing a new technology, the internet, that is clearly still going on. In fact, today, it is easier to become a billionaire before the age of 30 than ever before in human history. In fact, for the first time in history, it's a strategic advantage to be under the age of 30 when starting a business. I fully expect several of you in your careers will find a business or industry to disrupt and make billions. Some of you may move away, entertain millions of people, win 7 Academy Awards. Oh, wait a minute, we got that guy here today, and he beat you to it. However, many of you will never move more than 2 miles from home. But that does not preclude you from changing the world. The fact is, it is not how many resources you have, but what you do with them. If you have $1 billion, there are plenty of things to do. Eradicate a disease, bring fresh drinking water and public sanitation to those without it, fund research. Maybe you'll leave your ding in the universe by developing a new way to feed the world. However, if you don't have $1 billion, you can change the world. Mother Teresa is right. It is more important to do small things with great love. The world is rapidly becoming a smaller place. The more I look, the more pain and suffering I find on our planet. You can take the hand of a child that faces a bleak future, mentor that child, teach them to read. Maybe you will adopt that child and give them access to an education. If you have the resources, help a kid that can't afford to go to college get a college education. Improve a single child's future and you will change the world. You can help that neighbor that might be struggling to make ends meet. Volunteer. Visit that elderly neighbor that has no one. Spend time with them. Give them companionship and comfort. Use your time and talents to make their life better. You can change the world one-on-one. Don't look to your government to do it. This is our personal responsibility. Before you ask for those car keys, today would be a good day to thank your parents and thank your teachers. They have helped make you who you are today. From here, it's largely up to you. Shortly, you will walk across this stage. You will walk up the stairs on the side with your childhood behind you, and you will walk down the stairs in the center with your adulthood before you. So on that day, when there's no longer the opportunity to look forward, just the opportunity to look back, be able to say, without a doubt, I left my ding in the universe, or I did many small things with great love. But in either case, be able to say, with all of your heart, I am leaving this world a better place than I found it.
Fellow classmates, take yourself back to that August night in 2011, naive freshman you with millions of questions running through your mind.
Will I get lost?
Will I have no friends and have to eat lunch in the bathroom?
Do we really have to swim in gym class?
Do I actually have to write in cursive?
Which one is the stairway to nowhere?
What if I don't have enough time to go to my locker in between classes?
Do the upperclassmen actually throw pennies at you?
Katie, I'm a senior and I got pennied this year.
Yeah, sorry about that.
A lot has changed from the very first morning to the very last afternoon.
Just how we had misconceptions about York, so too did we have misconceptions about the other people here.
Turns out, not everything that people say is true.
We had the pleasure of meeting the first day of speech team practice our sophomore year.
We were in similar events, but didn't really talk much at the beginning.
She hated me.
She still hates me.
Over time, I soon figured out that she wasn't crazy, just enthusiastic. As much as I never imagined myself being best friends with a loud musical theater nerd, I soon found our friendship to be one of the most meaningful experiences of my life.
Over the 3 years we were on speech together, We were truly able to experience the meaning of opposites attract. This year, we were fortunate enough to take some fun electives together.
In one of these classes, a wise teacher encouraged us to
steal like an artist.
And I don't think anybody captures the message we want to send to our peers today better than David McCulloch. So, to steal like an artist.
Normally, I avoid cliches like the plague, wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. But here we are on a literal level playing field. That matters. That says something. Your ceremonial costume, shapeless uniform, one size fits all. Your diploma, but for your name, exactly the same.
Lincoln, Jefferson, Jackson, Hawthorne, Conrad Fisher, Field, Emerson, Edison, I.C., Visitation, Timothy Christian,
Bryan, Churchville, Sandburg,
York, exactly the same.
Which is not exactly what you want to be told on your high school graduation day.
After 4 years of hard work, it's kind of a blow to the confidence to be told that you're exactly the same as the people sitting on either side of you.
And you're not.
But that's just it. Today, we embody the sentiment of York Community High School, possibly for the last time.
No matter your background.
Whether you found yourself in the choir room,
the stadium,
staying up until 2 every morning to finish your homework,
or instead embracing senioritis to binge watch Netflix,
here we all are.
Together. I mean, if York can bring us, the 5'9" brunette athlete,
and the 4'10" bleach blonde theater geek,
together, take a second to imagine what happens when we combine all of our stories.
That is what today is about.
Here we sit.
In the same field house,
wearing the same
Kelly green gowns,
having walked the same halls.
Yet when we walk out of those same halls for the last time today,
each of us carries a different story.
That is what York is about.
This is York.
Surprised to see the sun, surprise the world, and I continue on our frantic run.
Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become way back when.
Keep shifting and I
Will the first row please rise and approach the stage? We ask that during the reading of names today, you hold your applause and cheers. We ask this so that all families have an opportunity to hear their graduate's name as it is called.
Catherine Breedlove.
Andrea Zerlo.
Patrick Ryan.
Grayson Zubrat.
Maxine Adams.
Rachel Sitch.
Christina Agliata.
Laura Sitch.
Morgan Alexander.
Justin Zemgulis.
Cass Ali.
Andrew Zamaripa.
Zachary Allen.
Leah Young.
Valerie Alvarado.
Adam Roble.
Maria Amaro.
Abigail Wright.
Courtney Amiot.
Jessica Wolf.
Nikki Andriaki.
Alyssa Wojcik.
Faith Armstrong.
William Whitstock.
Angelina Avgerinos.
Paige Wing.
Stephanie Aviles.
Brody Wilson.
Mark Backus.
Jasmine Williams.
Brian Baker.
Wyatt Wilkinson.
Gabriella Banducci.
Natalie Wilbur.
Brooke Bandy.
Madeline Wiggins.
Kayla Barron.
Thomas Wiederecht.
Audrey Barber.
Hannah Widmeyer.
Alexandria Barker.
Lee Warwell.
Tegan Barnes.
Carolyn White.
Danica Barnetz.
Emily Whitcomb.
Abigail Barla.
Catherine Wheeler.
George Bauman.
Kikumi Welsh.
Bram Baxter.
Veronica Wagner.
Bernadette Belcher.
Virginia Watson.
Kyle Benjamin.
Keyshawn Ward.
Anna Benzin.
Abigail Waltz.
Stephen Berg.
Connor Walter.
William Berghager.
Brianna Wallace.
Colin Burgle.
Danielle Wales.
Alice Audrey Bernard.
Madison Wallinga.
Anthony Bertucci.
Bailey Walder.
Evan Getz.
Hannah Walgren.
Allison Betke.
Lillian Wagner.
Sarah Betker.
Brianna Wagner.
Jessica Bianchi.
Frank Voris.
Joseph Biggins.
Jenna Vogt.
Julie Bingenheimer.
Paul Valiotis.
Kyle Bingham.
Callie Vittori.
Travis Bierga.
Anne Viola.
James Blessing II.
Tatiana Vinogradov.
Alexander Bliss.
Domenico Vigilante.
Samuel Bodie.
Lindsay Vero.
Michael Bogdanowitz.
Emily Vero.
Amy Bogus.
John Vierling.
Alexis Boysen.
Jason Vissens.
Sergio Bolivar.
Julia Vesey.
Ellison Bonner.
Vinu Varakudithel.
Rebecca Borzello.
Jack Vavrinchek.
Matthew Burke.
Peter Varghese.
Lucas Boyd.
Andrew Van Dyke.
Connor Boyke.
Fernando Uribe.
Mary Kate Boyle.
Frank Turk.
Marcus Braun.
Stayanos Sigalos.
Nicholas Braun.
Zachary Triska.
Katrina Brem.
Elise Tran.
Annie Brennan.
Anaisa Torres.
Caroline Brennan.
Kayla Tooley.
Mackenzie Breathauer.
Claire Tolliver.
Charles Brigham.
Nicholas Tolar.
Zachary Bright.
Nicholas Todd.
Colin Brinkman.
Anthony Todd.
Ibrahim Roshwala.
Nazar Tischenko.
Allison Brote.
Caitlin Thurnall.
Cameron Brown.
Jithan Thomas.
Jacor Brown.
Jisha Thomas.
Julia Brown.
Deshaun Thomas.
Caitlin Brown.
Victor Thakadubayampu.
Madison Brown.
Margaret Thole.
Kristen Buffo.
Cameo Marie Thames.
Elizabeth Bernier.
Alexander Teague.
James Bernier.
Melissa Taylor.
Sophia Buscalia.
Deborah Taylor.
Annie Byrne.
Jordan Tate.
Daniel Byrne.
Nicole Salagi.
Amy Burns.
Adeline Schwartz.
Thomas Callahan.
Rebecca Swanson.
Alfredo Campos.
David Savela.
Sean Caniff.
Catherine Sullivan.
Daisy Kano.
Julia Studer.
Edie Karani.
Quentin Stubbs.
Frank Carbonetti.
Tyler Strezzo.
Tamara Cardenas.
Christian Struley.
Nadia Cardona.
Anna Strauss.
Jessica Carling.
Amy Stroke.
Caleb Carmichael.
Thomas Strotzer.
Nicole Carmona.
Matthew Stott.
Carlo Carrera.
Tara Stone.
Samuel Carson.
Oliver Stoklosa.
Kayla Cartwright.
Clara Stazowski.
Joseph Casagranda.
Madeline Stern.
Matthew Casagranda.
Colton Stevens.
Carolyn Casagrande.
Lubomir Stefanisen.
Margaret Case.
Daniela Steele.
Cole Caskey.
Samuel Steck.
Kyler Caskey.
Adam Stallman.
Eric Castor.
Hannah Spoolstra.
Kayla Castino.
Emily Spoolstra.
Megan Kavanaugh.
Nolan Spencer.
Amelia Shelton.
Christina Spaeth.
Laurel Chamberlain.
Catherine Southworth.
Katrina Shadowan.
Grace Sopko.
Brian Chouet.
Nicole Song.
Sarah Klopecki.
Ariana Solis.
Alexa Chamura.
Summer Smith.
Alexis Ciancio.
Hannah Small.
Linnea Cintron.
Kristen Smaga.
Natalia Sismasia.
Jaden Skeel.
Emmanuel Cisneros.
Nathaniel Simon.
Catherine Collins.
Carol Sikich.
Aaron Condon.
Danielle Sika.
Cassie Connors.
Jacob Shostak.
Quinn Conroy.
Victor Scholenberger.
William Conroy.
Elizabeth Shockley.
Maria Conversa.
Brandon Shepard.
Thor Cornell.
Conchi Shaw.
Nora Corey.
Stephanie Cerna.
Connor Costello.
Michael Sapansky.
Kyle Coughlin.
Alexander Sapansky.
Samuel Coit.
Jonathan Sinisi.
Samuel Craggs.
Samantha Seidenfuss.
Alan Kubik.
Alec Sinto.
Nicholas Kufar.
Francesca Shakota.
Bianca Cupola.
Melissa Shabika.
Anthony Chalatko.
Hannah Schwarz.
Evini De Silva.
Kaylee Schwartz.
Nathan Dale.
Kevin Schiff.
Ainsley Dam.
Michael Schaefer.
Shante Dansby.
Miles Schacht.
Jake Davis.
Michael Scardin.
Tavares Davis.
Hannah Sassanelli.
Bradley Dean.
Linnea Sandstrom.
Peter DeGrace.
Sophia Sanchez.
Brandon DeJesus.
Kenya Sanchez.
Christopher Dennis.
Juliana Salzano.
Drita Dervishi.
Matthew Salveson.
Emily Desbiens.
Victoria Salinas.
Matthew Detloff.
Melissa Salazar.
Catherine Diamond.
Jake Sackstetter.
Armand Diaz.
Matthew Sabatini.
Samantha Dixon.
Riley Russell.
Cynthia Diego Arzeda.
Joseph Rubio.
Gabriella DiGregorio.
Morgan Rosbert.
Mackenzie Dermish.
Jacob Rosada.
Lauren Donnell.
Jack Romito.
Aislinn Dolan.
Carolina Rogala.
David Doherty.
Alexandria Rushling.
Ryan Doyle.
Samuel Rivera.
Marko Dragojevic.
Annie Rivera.
Matthew Dufert.
Catherine Reek.
Maxwell Duncan.
Alex Riddle.
Joseph Dunn.
Eric Richter.
Robert Dunn.
Colin Ray.
Lauren Eder.
Edgar Reynaga.
Jennifer Edwards.
Daniel Renke.
Joanna Edwards.
Cassandra Reed.
Ian Elliott.
Nicholas Reebers.
Caroline Elsie.
Elise Rantis.
Karen Estrada Vasquez.
Alexander Ramos.
Daniel Evans.
Angelica Ramirez Nunez.
Madeline Fabry.
Brooke Ragsdale.
Brianna Fela.
Kamil Rajashevsky.
Olivia Favia.
Virginia Quigley.
Megan Feeney.
Syed Afan Kadre.
Grace Filan.
Camille Shabarach.
Julia Fetty.
Elizabeth Pronove.
Thomas Fickner.
David Prigg.
Lucas Finner.
Alyssa Posen.
Callie Fitzgerald.
Alexandria Powell.
William Flesh.
Nicholas Potacek.
Christopher Floyd.
Bart Ponicki.
Megan Flynn.
Charles Pomren.
Nicholas Fornato.
Ray Pocius.
Alexander Foster.
Matthew Plowman.
Logan Friendrice.
Alyssa Pisano.
George Froelich.
Angelica Pike.
Christina Galang.
Teresa Piatro.
Margaret Gale.
Joseph Parati.
Mary Claire Gallagher.
Trace Peterson.
Jorge Gamboa.
Megan Peterson.
Matthew Gamperl.
Brian Peterson.
Noah Garrity.
Brendan Peterson.
Elizabeth Gaudio.
Vanessa Peters.
Vincent Gaudio.
Charles Peters.
Mackenzie Gahn.
Kevin Peranto.
Lauren Gaynor.
Thomas Pennell.
Christopher Geib.
Liliana Peluso.
Jiva George.
Peter Pelifus.
Jack Gergetz.
Cody Poloski.
Lauren Gibbish.
Clark Pavlik.
Ryan Gilmartin.
Victoria Patino.
Kara Glavin.
Hemani Patel.
Michael Getz.
Nicholas Pastuvic.
Michael Gore.
Elizabeth Pankow.
Jonathan Gomez.
Justin Padilla.
Daniel Goach.
Roberto Ozuna.
Haley Goulding.
Jennifer Ortega.
Kimberly Graff.
Adalberto Orozco.
Selena Granger.
Tony Orlando.
Catherine Grassi.
Aaron O'Neill.
Joshua Gronke.
Sergio Olvera.
Michael Graziano.
Benjamin Okubo.
Frank Joseph Grallo.
Emma Ohm.
Philip Anthony Grallo III.
Timothy O'Connor.
Nicholas Gregory.
Ann Nyberg.
Courtney Gronwald.
Joseph Nosek.
Caitlin Grotto.
Shauna Narapel.
Daniel Gurton.
Grant Nimps.
Mackenzie Gully.
Nicole Nidia.
Annalise Harstead.
Haley Nicholson.
Erica Hackett.
Jason Newton.
Teague Hagan.
Ashley Newman.
Faria Hayter.
Mariah Nari.
Glenn Haney.
Wesley Nelson.
Stephen Halka.
Caitlin Nelson.
Colin Hamill.
Emma Nelson.
Regine Hampton.
Madison Navarro.
Anthony Hanty.
Mohammed Nasir.
Brittany Hanty.
Carl Namini.
Yasmin Harper.
McKay Murphy.
Ellen Hartley.
Jennifer Murphy.
Kevin Hassler.
Dennis Murphy.
Kyle Hawkland.
Jason Munoz.
Joseph Hayes.
Bradley Muno.
Jillian Hecker.
Mason Munger.
Ava Heemsoth.
Robert Mueller.
Carrie Heflin.
Emily Mueller.
Jessica Heinz.
Elliot Mueller.
Sarah Heinz.
Dale Mueller.
Christian Heinzel.
William Muckian.
Jameson Hendrick.
Alba Muka.
Michael Hennessy.
Christine Morrissey.
Natalie Hennon.
Joshua Muradian.
Neo Hernandez.
Kirsten Mojajek.
Brianna Hernandez.
Aisha Moyedin.
Elizabeth Hernandez.
Savannah Modisett.
Irving Herrera Quintana.
Margaret Mitchell.
Kaylin Hickey.
Lucas Mitchell.
Leah Hilgenkamp.
John Mitchell.
Jasmine Hines.
Michael Moretti.
Allison Lavasek.
Samantha Miller.
Christopher Hocknadel.
Sarah Milkowski.
Jessica Huxama.
Stefan Mijatovic.
Joshua Huxama.
Sydney Meyer.
Taylor Hoffman.
Allison Meyer.
Matthew Hogan.
Ricardo Mendoza.
Molly Hogan.
Mark Mendez.
Ethan Holman.
Mary Mendez.
Ann Holmes.
Lane Medema.
Michael Homan.
Megan McNicholas.
Samuel Honeywell.
Casey McNamara.
Mitchell Havorka.
Keely McManus.
Benjamin Howlett.
Timothy McKenna.
Waylon Huang.
Nora McKenna.
Ryan Hughes.
Josiah McIntosh.
Pedro Weezar Jr.
Ryan McGivney.
Karis Hund.
Allie McGurk.
Samantha Hund.
Callie McGee.
Eric Huster.
Liam McFarlane.
Katie Icabellis.
Martin McDonough.
Nicholas Iavanelli.
Brendan McDade.
Lauren Irby.
Kevin May.
Isabella Yeager.
Zachary Mathiasen.
Jasmine Yeager.
Allison Martino.
Paige Yeager.
Nicholas Martinez Jr.
Jennifer James.
Jose Martinez Lopez.
Taylor Janetsky.
Christopher Martin.
Josephine Jelinek.
Bradley Martin.
Jessica Jensen.
Samantha Marlott.
Tyler Giovanni.
Rebecca Morrisich.
Joel Jexy.
Dedrick Mapp.
Isabel Jimenez.
Thaddeus Malik.
Zachary Johnson.
Brendan Maher.
Emma Jordan Wood.
Jessica Magday.
Ileana Juarez.
Edward Maciejewski.
Shanielle Carathodil.
Colin McGregor.
Haley Kalchek.
Clayton Lyons.
Tyler Kalinich.
Tess Lynham.
Hope Kaliski.
William Lusso.
Madeline Campworth.
Rodney Laurie.
Stephanie Candathil.
Dana Laurie.
Alethea Capolis.
TJ Lowry.
Garrett Karpman.
Oscar Lopez.
Yusuf Kawalit.
Helen Lopez.
Abigail Kamen.
Charisma Lopez.
Sarah Keck.
Connor Lockey.
Ariana Kakados.
Thomas Lindstrom.
Ashlyn Kelly.
Luke Liebert.
Nico Kenna.
Aaron Lewis.
Colette Carey Schmitz.
Catherine Leonard.
Timothy Kindlin.
Sam Lee.
Matthew Kleinhans.
Riley Letty.
Caroline Klenk.
Robin Leboris.
Madeline Klebon.
Maxwell Leahy.
Stephen Knopf.
Nicholas Larson.
Jessica Koch.
Amanda Larson.
Cody Kozar.
Marco Lapo.
John Kopak II.
Annalisa Lapo.
Michael Kasanovich.
Raina Langley.
Audrey Cosman.
Lauren Leahy.
Spencer Cost.
Aria Laboy.
Emily Kotwitz.
Mitchell Kurzweil.
George Kupis.
Kirsten Kurzak.
Alyssa Kavachis.
Samuel Adam Kuhn.
Jamie Kavachis.
Shannon Kruger.
Alec Kramer.
Tara Kriz.
Nicole Kramer.
Frank Kreitzer. Please help me congratulate the York High School graduating class of 2015.
I'm John Quigley, President and CEO of the Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce and Industry. In these challenging economic times, it's imperative that our residents and businesses band together to not only shop Elmhurst, but buy Elmhurst whenever possible. We have great stores in our city center, Spring Road, Butterfield Road, York and Villette Streets, St. Charles and Route 83, North Avenue and Lake Street, along North York and even Grand Avenue. I ask for your help. Let's keep our tax dollars in Elmhurst.
Hi, I'm Elmhurst Police Chief Steve Neubauer. Elmhurst is a great place to live and work. However, we are not crime-free. Many people in our community become victims of crime simply because they did not lock their belongings. I would ask you to do two things. First, lock your car, house, and bike. Secondly, call 911 to report suspicious activity to the Elmhurst Police Department. The Elmhurst Police Department reminds you to lock it or lose it.